So, submarine testing. Here are some changes we're planning based on feedback about submarines. We've received a lot of feedback about our host. I would underline, bold, italicize. I would also capitalize that you've had a lot of feedback on the subject of testing submarines. Yeah. So we're here to address the following commonly raised points. The Matchmaker, anti-submarine gameplay and submarine survivability, new mechanics for displaying the source of enemy sonar pings, removal of the ability to remain constantly between two depth states by quickly tapping the dive and surface buttons. That last one's very specific, but the Matchmaker, the following changes to the Matchmaker will be implemented in 11.5. The limit of number of destroyers and submarines on a team will depend on the length of the waiting time of the first player in the queue. 0 to 39 seconds, 4 in total, with no more than 4 destroyers and no more than 2 submarines. 40 to 89 seconds in total. 5 in total, with no more than 4 destroyers and no more than 2 submarines. 90 plus seconds. These limits will be softened. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think that having a 4-2 split be the default on high pop servers is healthy. That's literally 50% of the player base in a match that has less than 7-kilometer range detection. So that makes it really hard for everything. Honestly, I really like the suggestion of having submarines compete with aircraft in their slots. So you have a 1-on-1. I just think that having 50% of your surface ships be subs and destroyers is tough. But, you know, maybe this will make significant changes that'll be notable. Because if you think about it, this is 4 DDs, 2 submarines, 1 carrier at worst, 2. Oh God, what a mental, horribly matched game. Let's say it's a Midway and a Shokaku. Oh God, and there's 4 DDs and there's 2 submarines. 8 of the 12 potential ships are not going to be seen at any given moment. And then you've got, what, 4 slots for battleships and cruisers. So you have probably 3 battleships and then a token cruiser. Do you understand that this just kills the mid-range? I mean, yeah, battleships should be up front, in front of cruisers, but they're not because they play poorly and they want to stay at max range even though they're tanks. But you get rid of the cruiser, like, there's just nothing in between the back line and the short range. So I think that there needs to be more tweaking. I don't think that this is the final step, and hopefully they can get that way, get in that position. All right, also with the 11.5, apparently, in order to unclutter the interface, the animation associated with a sonar ping hitting a target has been toned down for ships with currently have an active ping sector, and a sound effect for them has been removed. Wait. This is a very weirdly specific animation that they're removing. The animation associated with a sonar ping hitting a target has been toned down for ships which currently have active pinged sector, and the sound effect for them has been removed. Okay. So maybe this is a complaint from people who have been constantly being pinged with double ping, and they feel like it's overly annoying, so they're removing them. They're going to add a warning icon when aiming a sonar ping in a direction that intercepts with an island. Okay, similar to that used with their main battery. So they'll just leverage the clipping icon and just tweak it to depict, like, you know, what it's dealing with. They're going to be adding a marker on the depth meter, displaying the depth at which the seafloor under the submarine is located, as long as the seafloor is above the submarine's maximum depth. Oh, this is sweet. This is a good change. I'm very excited for that. Very nice. Added a warning when a collision is possible when transitioning to a selected depth. So apparently there wasn't any warning that would indicate that there was something above you or below you. So they're adding that. So there's going to be like more RAM audio, I guess. And also you'll just know if there's a teammate that you're coming up on. Anti-submarine gameplay and submarine survivability. After some analysis of their combat effectiveness, we're reducing the survivability of submarines. Yeah, it will be in update 11.4. The damage radius of ship-dropped depth charges has been significantly increased, basically double the radius, nearly. It's not exactly double, that would be 900. But going from 450 meters to 800 meters is a huge deal. So what that basically means is that when depth charges occur, the explosion radius for any of the ship launched will be at a minimum of 800 meters. So basically, you can think of it as double the radius around your ship. 200 meters extending, so that it's just easier for you to run a course that would intersect with an enemy submarine and deal damage. So it'll be harder for the submarine to avoid the ship launch depth charges if they're in the vicinity of you. I played some silly dumb game yesterday or the other day where I was being constantly harassed by a Shimakaze, and I was easily able to avoid the depth charges because there was no indication that they were hitting. They had no idea how actually close. This is going to help a lot because there's a lot of things that depth charges tell you. They tell you whether the target is there or not. They give you damage, and the exact amount of depth charges hitting can inform you of generally the area that the submarine may or may not be in that exact moment. So for this to extend this much, there's going to be a lot more casual depth charge hits that will then cause the follow-up depth charge to be more accurate. So that's really good. This is a very good change for ship drop depth charges. They increase the damage dealt by airstrike depth charges in the outermost part of the damage radius. Alright, well, I appreciate that. That was basically near nothing. It was like a token amount that would just cause you to leak oil. The loafs, they'll never get any pets, ever. No one cares for them. I will care about them after I do this. Increase the damage dealt. So that's nice. The minimum airstrike depth charge drop distance for battleships has been changed to 500 meters like cruisers. So you'll be able to drop depth charges closer to your ship as a battleship. It's a good change. I appreciate it. Their airdrop, it literally should be able to drop right on top of you if the battleship won't get, damaged by it. So they're going to introduce a new mechanic for displaying the source of the enemy sonar ping. In the public test, they tested the change for the visual effect. When hitting, it would display a ping in real time over like the water surface. They found that this effect was easier to find, but if the submarine emitting the ping is undetected, the effect is displayed at a certain distance from the submarine in order to give the submarine a chance to avoid taking damage. So from a certain distance, it won't be displayed. So after the public tests, they got feedback about the new effect. The effect disappears too quickly and is difficult to notice. The effect is often displayed too far from the submarine to determine its actual location. Therefore, they're going to introduce increased time that the effect will remain visible for 5 more seconds. That's good. So you can think about this effect. It would be equivalent to the time that it takes a shell to travel to the target. This is from Sonic Mania. There's a soundtrack for it. So you can think about this as sort of like having the target still have an aim lock versus not. This will give you more to aim at to be more accurate. So this should help. The distance at which the ping from the emitted submarine is displayed has been halved. So it's going to be pretty close to exactly where they're located. So that should help as well. The removal of the possibility to remain constantly between depths. This is a very, very important one that I'm glad that they're addressing. In 11.4, they're going to remove the possibility to walk the line between two different depths while enjoying the benefits of both. The characteristics of the periscope depth are maintained between depths 0 and 15, where the border between periscope and maximum depth now lies. Now, there are two possible levels at which, while at maximum depth, 30 and 16. So this should make it harder for submarines to play with the cheesiness, but this still leaves the ability for the player to do exactly what I just did in the game right before this. I can quite easily approach a ship before they can detect me, slip below the surface, send my torpedoes, and do it again on the opposite end and kill them 100 to 0 with literally nothing to indicate that I was even in the area. Literally nothing. So I don't think that this is addressing all of my issues. They're going to make more changes. The duration of the marked sector after a single sonar ping changed to plus 25. The duration of the marked sector after 2 hits changed from minus 25. Oh, okay, so this has been changed to be a focus on the 1 ping versus 2, and nerfing the duration of the 2nd ping. Maybe. Torpedo crew training. Bonus to torpedo reload time when the submarine is detected has been increased by 5 to 15%. That's insane. Enhanced impulse generator. The skill is activated when less than 33% of the submarine's maximum dive capacity remains. This is a buff. It used to be, I believe, 25%, so it'll kick on sooner. Consumable enhancement. Bonus to the consumable action time has been increased from 7.5 to 10%. Nice. It's a good change. Adrenaline rush. Bonus to armament reload speed has been increased. Okay, by 0.05 instead of 0.2. It'll be 0.25. Okay. Improving the battery efficiency. The bonus is activated when the submarine has less than 50% of its maximum dive capacity remaining instead of 25. Ooh, wow, nice. That is nice. That will definitely be used. Enlarged propeller shaft. That's what she said. The bonus is activated when the submarine has less than 50% of the maximum dive capacity remaining instead of 25%. And the bonus has been increased by 3%? Wow. Okay. That's a massive buff to this. That's insane. Wow. These become like hugely important skills. Yeah, okay, well, good changes overall to the commander skills. All the changes mentioned in the posts, with the exception of the Matchmaker improvement and the additional changes mentioned to be released in 11.5, can already be tested on 11.4. Alright, so everything except for the ones that are marked 11.5 will be in testing. So to me, I like all of these changes, with the exception that I don't see any changes to address the super stealth play of the submarine. And I understand that there is a level of risk that the player must take, but it really isn't that much. So I am still concerned that that playstyle is still very viable, but I do feel good about the sonar ping emission. The commander skill changes are nice. I am concerned that because they're improving them, this will make submarines stronger than maybe they've been tested in. I do like the close range changes, though. I'm very interested to see what these do. I don't think that based on these, we are still not 100%. My gut reaction would be that we are at 97%, 98%. We need one more change, and we need some way for the surface ship to understand that they are about to be attacked. Just some clue, anything. Maybe like the faint noise of propeller or something. It doesn't even need to be like UI specific. It just needs to be something that is informing the player of an imminent attack. All right. Now, the other thing that they were talking about, actually, is there is some up-and-coming changes on the test server. So, the Des Moines is getting nerfed. By 5%, the surveillance radar is going to be nerfed. They are making the surveillance radar appear as the default consumable, which it should always be. And I do understand the nerf to radar. Radar is obviously very strong. I think that it's a fair change. Harbin, Sigma is getting nerfed a little bit. The United States Attack Squadron and Torpedo Squadron are both getting nerfed. Their preparation time will take 10 and 20 seconds longer, respectively. For the Eagle, and these are the super carriers, by the way, the Attack Squadron prep will take 10 seconds longer, and the Tactical Torpedo will take 10 seconds longer as well. So both these are nerfs to their jet-assisted squadrons. The Petro, wow. What a nerf. What? The deck armor is being reduced from 50 to 40. The casemate armor is being reduced from 50 to 40. Well, now, you've got my attention. This is definitely reducing this out of that sort of undersized battleship role, and it really is bringing it into a cruiser. So obviously it's a nerf. How much? We'll have to see. Henri's getting a slight rudder buff by 7 seconds. Not 7 seconds, 0.7 seconds. Ragnar is getting a main battery nerf. I think that's a fair point by 0.2 seconds. Something really cool is happening. The Shenyang, the Chengmu, and the Yueyang are all getting Torpedo Reload Booster for free. Just a new consumable. Now, it has a really long cooldown, but that's cool for it to have a play that's available like that. The Zorky is getting a torpedo range increase from 8 to 10. Main battery is getting nerfed from 5 to 5.3. Grozovoy is getting a range increase from 10 to 12, which is nice. The Belfast is getting a reload buff. Admiral Hipper is getting a reload buff. The Talon is getting a reload buff. The Chaklov is getting a nerf to both the torpedo damage and also the skip bomb damage. And the fire chance is being reduced. I feel like Kermit. Yeah! I think that will obviously be received well by the community because this premium ship is very easy to play and yeah, it's effective. So yeah, knock him over. I am not as impressed with knock him over as others are. It just requires that you have to attack it. You have to treat it like it's a 1 versus 1. And then eventually, you'll work it out. But plus, the skip bomb, if you angle against it, it'll work. The torpedoes are very slow, and the attack rocket as well. I think the thing that works with this one is just that all 3 squadrons are really, really easy to play. So it doesn't really have a weakness when approaching a problem. And it also does a ton of damage. So it either has to have low damage squadrons that can attack from any angle, or it has high damage squadrons that are easy to counter. You can't have both. You can't have really easy to play high damage squadrons. That's not cool. I'm sure that this will upset people because it's a premium. I want a full refund, and I'm sure they'll give it to people, but this is still going to be a very effective ship. I wouldn't be surprised if it'll be a noticeable nerf, but it's not going to be like, oh, well, now we can never use it ever again. I'm not at that stage. And then other changes that I missed, and this is important because I'm actively testing these ships. The up-and-coming French cruisers are getting some significant buffs in the form of deck armor. It's all going up to a minimum of 30, with the Tier 10 getting 36 instead of 30. And then the Citadel deck armor is also going up to a minimum of 30. So this will help a lot with casual AP overmatch and casual citadeling. And these guys just take a ton of damage, so I'm having a lot of tough issues with them. I don't see the point of playing something that's an oversized cruiser that has a citadel, but maybe there'll be more value in it when it's a little bit more tanky. San Diego is getting a sap nerf, both in the amount of damage and also in the reload. So San Diego is getting 5 to 5.25. Oh, the depth charge airstrike is getting buffed as well on these. I've never seen that before. Okay, so the following changes will be live on the server before the week ends. The week is already over, so these are already live. But let's check check the tape. There will be more changes that will come with 11.4. I found this on the web. Shut up, Siri. I didn't talk to you. Anyone notice what San Diego? San Diego is getting another reload nerf, going from 5.25 to 5.5. In the span of 2 weeks. Is this even available? Where's the San Diego? They really hate her. I don't know why they can't just apply this at this point. But yeah, it's getting a pretty significant nerf to gun reload. And it will be completely nerfed by 11.4. So. And then they have the premium Italian aircraft carrier. Is it Aquila? It's the nature of the torpedo bombers and the attack rockets are getting changed. I would have to see exactly what all the changes are. These are more of like, ideas. But they are changing them slightly. All right. And then they're changing the camera settings for depth charge airstrike. All right. So, interesting. A bunch of interesting changes coming to the game.